Well, hello everyone. This is Dr. Ayleen, and this is another daily dose of medicine walk. And for those of you who are listening in on Blog Talk Radio, this is Healing House Radio. So, Luna the MCat decided that she felt like stepping in and saying hello. I know it's been a while since you've seen her. Now, she likes to be outside, and especially during summertime. So the fact that she decided that, well, maybe it was a little too warm outside and she was going to come back inside and saw the camera set up and decided that she wanted to step in. And if nothing else, Luna is Luna. And she does not like a lot of intervention. There are times when, I think it's like, wow, it's kind of warm outside. Luna, you should come in. Or it's getting really, really late at night. It's like, okay, Luna, come on in. It's getting late because there are things out here that at night will come out and make a meal of cats. But she seems to know what she wants, when she wants, and how she wants it. And, that's something that is an important lesson for an empath to learn, that it's not always about what we think is best for someone. And whether it's a cat or whether it's a person, tell you what, why don't you go up there? There you go. Whether it's a cat or whether it's a person, and off she goes, leaving me hair. It's important to remember that just because we have the best of intentions and we have an energetic connection and investment in a situation doesn't mean we've got the right to intervene. So this is actually going to be sort of me calling out ourselves. People who are empathic, we really sincerely want the best for people. Now, part of that is because we can sense the dissonance in another person, and it's always better to help somebody come into harmony. And also, if we're around somebody who is, in a rough place, it tends to make our space very uncomfortable. So it's like, okay, if I'm going to feel well, I need them well. So we have a tendency to really want to get involved in what people are going through. Now, sometimes that's a problem because of the fact that not everybody wants help. Not everybody wants guidance. And it may sound weird, but not everybody wants to be in balance. They don't want to be in harmony. For some, whatever reason, they are attached to the situation they're in and the energy that it produces. And while I definitely wouldn't recommend it, it's their choice. And that's the thing we've got to remember, is that other people have choice. This whole series and, and the work that I want to do is to encourage empaths to realize that they can choose to turn empathy on or turn it up or turn it down, or whatever. And other people have choice too. And just because we are uncomfortable with someone else's energy doesn't mean that they're uncomfortable with it. And if they're comfortable with it, they can choose it. Now, our choice is to walk away from the situation, to say, it's like, well, you know what, let me hang out with you when you're feeling a little better. Or just let it go. It's one of those things where, if someone consistently, focuses on one thing or complains about it or whatever, and we want to help them because in that moment, they're in distress. So that means we want to help them. We want to restore balance. But the thing is, if they walk away and they go back into that exact same pattern, maybe it's an unhealthy relationship and the person will complain about that other person and it's just consistent, and we want to talk to them and counsel them, encourage them to believe in themselves and all these other wonderful things, and yet they stay with that person and will in fact fiercely defend them. And if it came down to push or shove, they will turn on you on behalf of that person because that is what they choose. That is the paradigm they're in. Now, at some point, they may grow out of it. They may, decide, oh, wow, this really isn't healthy. But that's for them to decide. We can't. And we can't push it just because it is, it resonates very hard within us. Because then it brings up, our own issues. And, because remember, we've talked about this. We resonate most with the things that have a trigger inside of us. If somebody has abandonment issues, we will resonate with that if we ourselves carry abandonment issues. That similarity will just harmonize with each other. And it doesn't come out being very healthy. So, what do? Well, like I said, you walk away. Say nothing. If you're sitting and listening to someone, accept that there is nothing you can say that is going to change them. There is nothing you can say that is, especially if it's somebody you've known a long time. You've already said everything. Honestly, you have. You've already said everything that you can say. And it gets frustrating because if you're repeating yourself, you're going to get frustrated, you're going to get irritated, and then that is going to start, becoming the energy whenever you deal with this person. Empaths need to be accepted for who they are. And empaths need to accept other people for who they are. It's important because everybody has their own learning cycle. Everybody has their own way of finding, their own wisdom. And if we intervene, if we try to break into that cycle and into that very sacred, and I will call it sacred because this is about them evolving as a human being. And sometimes, just like when they say like an addiction or whatever, that you need to hit bottom. If you stop somebody from hitting bottom, they never get to that place where they get real with themselves. So if we are constantly trying to alter someone else's energy just because, one, it feels better for us, and two, we care about that person, but we cannot take away their lesson. And that is something that empaths have a very hard time with because we want things in balance. We want things better. And sometimes we can't make it better. And the only thing we can do is be there for someone. If it's somebody who you're really close to, who you don't feel good about walking away from, just sit and listen and don't offer opinions. Don't offer, just sit there and hold that space for them. Say, wow, okay, I'm sorry you're hurting. And leave it at that. Don't try to fix it. Don't try to repair it. Even though the empath inside of us is screaming is like, no, I can fix this person. No, we can't. Heck, most of the time we have a hard enough time fixing ourselves. So let others be. Mind your own business. You don't have anything invested in that you don't choose to invest. Ultimately, consider that all of your words were like seeds that have been planted. And maybe, just maybe, one of those seeds will sprout given time. But that person's got to come to it themselves. They've got to figure it out for themselves. And we have to let them. Because even though it's your instinct to try to intervene and restore balance and help them to, be in that better space, ultimately they have to choose it. And sadly enough, there's some people who just don't have it within themselves to choose. Don't invest in it. Don't get wrapped up in it. Tell empathy to take a back seat. Dial it down. And allow that they'll either get it or they won't. It doesn't mean that you can't be there for them. It doesn't mean you can't be friends. Just don't invest in them changing. Tell yourself, there is nothing I can do to change this person. They have to change themselves. And then focus on you. If you're very upset about the situation, okay, where is that living in you? Where is that resonating inside of you? At those times when you're by yourself and you're not resonating with anyone, explore that. think, wow, it does remind me of this other relationship that I had, or this situation that I was in. And I'm really mad that I dealt with it for as long as I did. And I don't want somebody else to deal with it. And, I want to save them, because in a way, maybe we feel like by saving them, we're saving a piece of ourselves. Then again, that person's not responsible for that. That's our work and our job. It's not up to them to let us save them, so it saves us. So, we are amazing. We are awesome. We are excellent counselors. And make sure that somebody is asking for the counseling. Make sure that if you are giving your insights, because your insights are amazing and wonderful, but if you're giving them, make sure someone has already asked for them first. Otherwise, hold space. Listen. Don't invest. And when they do have that aha moment, I promise you, you'll be there to see it and to celebrate with it. Resist the I told you so's, but just be there for them in the way that they choose. Because even our best intentions can get us into a lot of trouble. So, thank you for joining me. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can contact me through my Facebook group, Medicine Walk with Dr. Ayleen. You can also follow me on Twitter, or you can reach me, excuse me, you can reach me through my email address that is in the description. For those of you who are listening in on Blog Talk Radio, please consider going over to the YouTube page, because that link is in your description. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. And if you have any issues with it, let me know in the comments. And if you have a topic regarding empathy that you would like me to cover, let me know, and I will cover that in the comments. So, again, thank you for joining me. And as always, I wish you balance, and I wish you blessings from my heart to yours. Love you, and see you next time. Bye.